3 things we can all learn from that haka. Number 1, this is why you protest every little change that slowly chips away at rights. To be clear, there is absolutely no way the bill that those members were protesting actually passes. There is a centre-right party in New Zealand that proposed a bill that would weaken the Treaty of Waitangi and that would, in general, take away some rights that Maori people have in New Zealand. This bill is so unpopular that both the right and the left parties have said, we will not pass this. There's no way that this will survive a second reading in Parliament. Even then, the Maori members of Parliament protested it and said, no, this is egregious, this is horrible, we are going to make sure nothing like this happens, we are going to stand in your way every little time something like this happens. And so they just protested the reading of the bill in their Parliament. Every single time in the United States and in other countries in the West where we sit and we're like, well, nothing really bad is happening yet, and we let something kind of bad happen, this is how we start slipping into the world we have today. Number 2, we decide the Overton window of what's acceptable in our society. New Zealand is widely considered to have some of the best indigenous rights in the Western world, and this is why. 20% of the population of New Zealand is Maori, but they are generally disadvantaged compared to the white post-colonial settlers. This is why Labour parties have instituted things like Maori health departments that are dedicated to providing extra support to the Maori people. What this bill was trying to do was alleging equality, right? It was saying, hey, we want everybody to be treated the same way, or we want to reassess what that treaty says and then put it into the law. Because that treaty was written in both English and Maori, and because Maori was just a spoken language largely before colonialism, that treaty has a lot of discrepancies between the English and the Maori version. So this bill was saying, hey, we want to codify sections of this into law and interpret what it actually means. Also, it was fighting against quotas for Maori people in government and in other positions. These are all things that are so left-wing. In the United States, we honestly wouldn't even consider them. And this is something that the right has stood by because they understand that the actual impact to the real Maori people is horrible and that treaty should continue to be law. And it is not okay to go back on indigenous treaties when you completely controlled their land and stole the land from them, right? So my point is, right, that this right-wing element that doesn't even have the support of the full right is still honestly left of many people in the left-wing parties of the United States and other countries. That's because the New Zealand country as a whole has chosen their Overton window, their window of things that are appropriate, to not include far-right talk and far-right dribble, and to really be left of where we are. And that is a lesson we can all learn. We can move our Overton window leftward. And number 3, this is true in all of our lives. What is considered professional does not matter and should not conform to Western standards. Many people view the haka as unprofessional, and I have seen a lot of dissing of this situation on LinkedIn, which is dumb. Professionalism is often used to just uphold white supremacy or patriarchy and to squash voices that are diverse, where we may not communicate the way that we feel and changes that we want in the same way as white people. We may not want to dress the same way to work. That doesn't mean it's any less professional. So please ditch professionalism as a concept and understand that it often relates to harmful structures we want to defeat. So yeah, I think this is an incredible video. I was very, very happy to wake up to it this morning. I felt like it encapsulated something from my soul that I wanted to get out. Let me know if you have any questions and follow me for more analysis of global politics, news, culture.